Hi, Design from Groovy Entertainment. Today we got another book to read for you. Today's book is Curious George Blasts Off from 2013. So let's get started. This is George. He was a good little monkey and always very curious. One day, George got an important letter. George's friend, the man with the yellow hat, helped him read it. George, he said, Professor Wiseman needs your help for an experiment. He built a rocket ship to travel in space. It is too small for a person to ride it, but it's just the right size for a clever monkey. George fought and fought, and he had never been to space before, but he was very curious about it. Do you want to go into space, George? You will have to be very brave. George was glad to help. George and his friends set out for the museum at once to talk to Professor and meet the other scientists. We are so happy you are willing to help us, George said. Professor Wiseman, let's gather everything you need for your flight. They got the smallest size spacesuit for George, along with a space helmet and an oxygen tank, emergency rockets, and a parachute. They helped him put everything on and taught him how to use it. When everything was ready, a truck drove up with a special screen mounted on it to watch the flight. Everyone got on. They was off to the launching site. They checked all the controls of the spaceship, especially the lever that opened the door. George tried it too. He was very excited to go to space, but he was very excited to come home too. Finally, the greatest moments had come. George knew just what to do. He went aboard the spaceship and waved goodbye. Then, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off. The spaceship rode faster and higher until the scientists could no longer see it in the sky. But on the screen, they saw George clearly all the time. Now the moment had come for George to bail out of the ship. Professor Wiseman flashed the signal. Everyone watched the screen. George did not move. Why didn't he pull the lever? In a few seconds, it would be too late. The ship would be lost in outer space with George in it. Everyone watched on the ground, waiting and waiting. They was nervous, especially George's friend, the man with the yellow hat. Then slowly, George began to move on screen. He reached for a lever, and the door opened at last. Out of the blue, in an open parachute, came floating down to earth. Hooray! George was on his way home. The truck raced to the spot where he would land. What a welcome for George. Professor Wiseman hung a big golden medal around his neck because he said you are the first astronaut to fly into space and come back to Earth. On the medal it said to George, the first space monkey. The newspaper took George's picture and everyone shouted and cheered. The man with the yellow hat most of all. I'm proud of you, George, he said. I guess the whole world is proud of you today. It's the happiest day in George's life. So that was Curious George Blasts Off from 2013. So if you like, subscribe, share, and comment, have a groovy day with another video coming out real soon.